Hey everyone, if you followed my channel in 2025, you know I reviewed and broke down a ton of Bitcoin cloud mining apps. But now that it's the new year, I wanted to step back and take a look at Bitcoin cloud mining overall and see if it's still worth it in 2026. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the two platforms that I know have real Bitcoin ASICs miners as the examples. So why would 2026 be different than 2025? Well, the first thing is how much your electricity costs. I know throughout all of the United States and most of the world that electricity has gone up. So in California, where I live, you can see the average is 32 cents a kilowatt per hour. And if you were going to mine Bitcoin with real ASICs miners, you would need less than 10 cents per kilowatt hour just to have any profit at all. So on that point alone, I'm never going to be able to physically mine Bitcoin, and cloud mining is the only option for me. And the reason for that, as you can see, this is for Nexora mining. Their power cost is 5 cents per kilowatt hour. And for Go mining, the prices ranges from 5 to 7 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you're somebody like me who wants to get into Bitcoin, doesn't want to buy it, but wants to mine it, doing it physically is out the window. But with an electricity range of 5 to 7 cents, it does give me a legitimate option. Next, and just as important as electricity, is Bitcoin's price overall. And the best way to show this off is to go into calculator for Nexora and for Go mining. We'll start with Nexora. And as of the making of this video on January 3rd, Bitcoin's price is a little over 91,000. And you can see at Bitcoin's price at 91,000 on the calculator, this is going to be an APR of 24.42 for Nexora and an APR of 21.16 for Go mining. But at one point earlier in 2025, Bitcoin was at 120K. And if that happens again, that 24% APR turns into 60.72% APR. Much, much better, obviously. And in the same case with Go mining, it goes from 21% up to 40.6%, almost double. And the reason this is kind of what I've explained before with the electricity. The Satoshis or Bitcoin that you earn from your miners pay for the electricity. The more the electricity costs, the more of these Satoshis it costs to pay for it, right? Well, also in the same respect, if these Satoshis are worth more when Bitcoin's worth more, it takes less Satoshis to pay for the electricity, so you actually get more per Satoshi or for your Bitcoin because it costs more, and you're getting more period because you're using less to pay for the electricity. And when you think of what 90 to 120, that's a 33% boost, but we're looking at over a double percent APR boost. And if you can kind of see how the math works, it does kind of make sense. And the last factor is Bitcoin mining difficulty. And I'll try to make this as simple as possible and as short as possible. You can see that it's currently at 148. But if you look at where it was a year ago, it was at 109. That means it's increased over 25% since it was last year. And even though Bitcoin's price is very similar to what it was a year ago, each miner, whether you're doing it physically or through cloud mining, is receiving that 26-27% less Satoshis than it was a year ago. And even though it's not as high as its highest highs, it really has held up pretty high compared to where it was, where it was above 120K. But you can count on Bitcoin mining difficulty to go up as Bitcoin goes up. It's generally been correlated. It's just kind of held strong even as Bitcoin's price did dip. So knowing all this, is it worth cloud mining Bitcoin? And in my opinion, it really comes down to whether you think Bitcoin will keep growing or not. And the reason I like cloud mining Bitcoin compared to buying Bitcoin is for two reasons. The first reason is it creates a bit of passive income that I plan to just hold, and I'm assuming if Bitcoin goes up, these days where I'm making, let's go to 24 hours. I'm making just under $5 a day. Bitcoin one day hits $1 million, that's going to be more like $50 a day. But that part is obviously me being optimistic. But even if Bitcoin stays at this price, eventually the miners will create more Satoshis than if I were to buy it outright. You just have to be patient. And the major advantage we have with companies like Nexora or Go mining is that they do have really low electricity fees. So in worst case scenario, Bitcoin drops, I believe that there will be a lot more miners that have to go offline first before ours become unprofitable. And the difference with that is when miners go offline, the Bitcoin mining difficulty will go down and we should still be able to be profitable. And one other cool thing about cloud mining Bitcoin or just mining Bitcoin in general is if you do decide to sell your Bitcoin, your miners are still going to be earning for you. So say you have an emergency or you want to buy a house, you have a bunch of Bitcoin, But you have all these miners, these are still going to be building you passive income once you've used your Bitcoin. And we do have other factors like the halving that's going to come in 2028, but that's a ways away from now. I plan to do these maybe state of cloud mining every 6 months or so, see how everything is going. And as we get closer to 2028, we can see what Bitcoin's price is and make a factor of whether cloud mining is good at that point. But even if it stays at this price, we stayed at 26%, eventually we'll get there, and I just like the idea of having some passive income. And like I said before, I'll be back with another one of these in July, and hopefully these stats look a lot better. And one thing I do have to point out is that this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are for informational purposes only. And if you do end up investing, just please do not invest more than you can afford to lose. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I do my best to find the best Bitcoin and crypto cloud mining apps and break them down as well as I can. And I do have links to Go Mining and Nexora in the description. If you use my Go Mining referral code, you'll get 5% cash back on your first purchase. And if you use my Nexora referral code, you'll save 15% off your commissions for life. And if you find value in these videos, I have memberships open for 99 cents a month. You get these videos out quicker. And I don't take any direct sponsorships from any of these cloud mining apps. So when somebody does sign up to be a member, it really does make my day, and I truly appreciate it. But as always, I appreciate y'all for watching. And until next time, I'll see you up in the clouds.